thinking of trying a little piece of content around just like watching the matches and officials and stuff we played with DSG that I played with DSG and just like trying to give some of my insight and like thoughts behind what we were thinking in the matches and stuff. So let me know if anybody's interested in this and maybe I can do it again. Um so on this map they decided to ban Mizuki map one, which we weren't expecting at all. Because we knew that they knew we were a Diva team and we were probably gonna want to play Diva on this map. And that's what we did like 90% of the time on this map. Thinking back on it, I think they banned Mizuki because they wanted to take the Diva mirror, but I was kind of lost. Like, why would they ban Diva if they knew we were a Diva team? So for like the past 3 days, we're gonna play this map like anticipating a Diva ban. So we're practicing like Maga or Hazard or those kind of characters. But they decided to ban Mizuki, so we are like, well, we haven't really practiced the Diva on this map at all, so let's just ban it and like play our Maga or Hazard kind of stuff, which is good into the Orisa. So that's kind of our thoughts on the draft map one. I was kind of thinking like maybe it's a glaze ban, but I think it really looks like they just wanted to like take a Diva mirror, and they're just confident in the fact that they would win it maybe.
We're playing Orisa. Come on, man.
But Orisa's actually not bad in this. It's able to like anchor the point and like hold down space a lot harder and better than like the Maga. You're still able to like push off of it. The only downside is like you're at a really big disadvantage in the sky fight for the Cat Bastion, because the Maga's not able to like the Orisa's not able to shoot the Bastion as easily. So whenever you take like a form like brawl in the sky, the Maga team more often than not should win if you have your own Maga or tank like in LOS. It's always true because it's kind of hard to set up fights like that where your Maga is always able to see the Cat Bastion, but that's how you generally want to be playing the Maga Cat Bastion variant. You want to take like the brawls in the sky in the LOS of your tank and your Kiriko. There's something they actually do really good here is that they know that that's our advantage, so they make sure that we aren't able to take that. Like our Maga couldn't see that fight at all, and our Kiriko wasn't in range either. So they're able to take the form turn really well. And my Tracer wasn't even in a fight too. Like they won that duel really easily just because their Shan was also putting in damage. In these brawls, whoever like loses armor first always wins. So whoever's Bastion like has no armor first is the loser because of how strong armor is right now. The only downside is that when they took this turn, is they decided to shoot me and not the Bastion, which I think is probably a mistake on their part. But it lets us take the whole map. Yeah, we're able to come back and we're just able to let Bastion form so much faster than them. Like their Bastion's not even here, and we're just able to take the whole map off of this. It just gives us like a lot stronger walk. Like now their Bastion's back, and we just took their whole form, and like we took a lot of the map. I don't even remember Rocky getting picked here, but we should have been at an advantage. But I guess the fight doesn't really go our way still. But, yeah, I don't really remember much of the actual officials themselves. Like I kind of am way too locked in. Like, I don't actually remember a lot of this happening. But they are taking it to us. That was like a good opportunity for us to like push the advantage, but they were able to like stay on that room pretty well. This should be pretty hard for us. They have like a decent load advantage, and like this is another good form turn from them. I don't really know how that is a positive trade for them. I think they just got the jump on us, and like we weren't like, in for. They had form up first, and they knew that none of our like our carry and our Maga could see, so they had like they just weren't afraid to go. That is something. If you can take a pure duel on the Cat Bastion and you hit form first, you're always gonna win. But there's more like nuance to it because other people like you want to make sure your Maga, your Kiri, whatever whoever's on your team can also help. They don't actually show how lethal dies here very well, but lethal really opens it up for us because I'm pretty sure Scout just puts one on in his noggin, and that's why he dies. Oh no, we did. Yeah, no, we just take the Bastion duel, and our Maga is able to see, and like because they don't have a Maga, they can't also shoot back at our guy because they're on Orisa, so it's a lot harder. Makes our duel a lot stronger, I think. But something I was remembering in this is that in this fight, I remember someone calling Orisa used gold, and then like I heard that, and then 2 seconds later, I'm like, he used gold. This might end soon, and I can get like a catnap. So I'm thinking the whole time in like this catnap that I'm doing on Hawk right here, gold, please end, because you don't want to just like catnap and slam a gold Orisa. It doesn't do anything. It does like 20 damage or something like that. So it ends at like the perfect time. I'm just able to drag him into the pit of doom and despair. He does get a good trade off of me because he skewers me, but that was good time on the catnap for me. I don't know if it was the longest catnap like the Cass are saying, but still decent. I don't know if we needed it really, but it definitely secured the fight for us. We do have the forbidden combo. Like this fight's really hard for us because they have a lot more ults coming up. Like by the time this fight actually starts, I'm pretty sure they get rush. Oh, she removed very well.
Come on, give it to us. I mean, it's not actually that bad at all.
Oh, lethal gets picked. I guess we just took a good trade. It is getting more whimsical. Yeah, I don't really remember the details too much of the maps, but it seems pretty good from us. It looks like they just like made a mistake on their walk up on the Cat Bastions, who were able to win the 1v1. Here it should be hard for them. They have all 5 of their ults. Like the only way you win this fight is if you either take it off point, so they're forced to like if you can force ults off of the point and then back to the point, you can get like you can kite and then you can get an advantage off of that, because now they don't have those ults that they would have had, because they have to use it to take the space in their spawn. But or you just go really fast and you try and kill them before they're able to ult. Which I think is what we do. We look for a Cage Bastion ult. Which this only works, by the way, if you can catch the Kiriko or like the Xion or something. Like if some like carries are really important one to get caught in these cages, or like one of the supports at least, because if you can't, like they're able to live it so easily. Like if you only cage on Orisa or a Bastion, like they can just break the cage really easily. We seem to get some of these really squishy characters in there, and we're just able to blow them up really easily, which is really good for us. It's still kind of hard. Like if you're gonna win this, you'd have to we'd have to shoot their spawn really hard, which we don't actually do here, which is probably a mistake on us, because we could take like a trade in their spawn and then back up to the point and reset, and like maybe they use an ult or we're able to get a pick. We just like lose that entire opportunity by just staying back because we're kind of nervous. I think part of the reason why Rockets force out so easily is because we're not pushed up at all either. Like we kind of just let them take us. Trey gets the trade, but it doesn't really matter because they have so many ults, and we just kind of let it happen here, which is bad from us. That was a pretty like good turnaround from us though, because it was looking like a pretty rough start for us, honestly. I'm 2-4. I don't even remember dying 4 times in that map. Like in the moment, I feel like I'm so locked in. I don't actually remember much.
I would have saved Tread. Unfortunately, not today.
Alright, this is the same approach for us. Like, in theory, our comp should be better. Like, maybe. It's definitely easier for your Cat Bastion, because if you take it in the right space, you're always gonna like win the duel. But it's just the Orisa is like able to hold space so much easier than the Maga. So, like, there's like advantages to both. I don't think either's like better or worse. I think they're just both different in how you play.
The tough thing about being the Maga here is you just take so much damage even from just the Orisa.
Yeah, Tread is taking it though. Like they're just able to take the whole point by just shooting it out. Like they didn't even do anything special there. They just shot like our tank and we didn't do anything. And that's what happens here. They like force us back so hard that they're able to. They see that like Tread's forced out. You have to pin out, so it's their turn to go. Like we've used CDs. Like we're down CDs. They can just go, and they didn't have to use anything to get those CDs out of us. All they had to do is shoot. So it was a good play from them. They're also able to like connect through the small room, like pinch as the Cat Bastion, which is good from them. I remember here, PGE decided that like we're down 140% or whatever if you count last point. Like we're losing the map, and the Cat Bastion is not working. So he was like, "Fuck it, I'm going Cass." And I remember in the moment like not being a big fan of it, because I thought we could win. Like we had the Maga. I think if we just played it better, we should be able to win the duel. Like if I just played it better, fly him around a little better, we should be able to win really easily. But I mean, it just wasn't working. We were losing, so I don't think the Cass is necessarily better at all, but it just makes it different. So it makes it harder for them to adapt, and just like changes the game a little bit, changes the win cons for both teams a little bit, which I think is probably part of the reason why we're able to come back from this like deficit. Just like changing the game a little, making them play towards our strengths instead of their own. This is a really good Suzu from Skyle. Like this was a decent play from them, but he just hits a really good Suzu and just gets them killed, which honestly just makes his like stunts a pretty big comeback for us. Like they just give us a fight win and they use an ult, which is pretty big for us. I thought that looked like, I don't even remember that happening in the game. It really did look like we were gonna lose that fight. But now we have a good advantage. The advantage for the Cass is that you're still able to like force out the Cat Bastion pretty well, because Cass has like, there's a reason people ban Cass into against Cass Bastion. It's just kind of harder because you're able to shoot the Bastion out really easily, and it makes them have to like think really like a lot more about when they want to use their turn and how they want to use it. And the other advantage of it is you have this Cass Noon, which is really insane mid fight. We make a mistake there. We went too early. Like if we hold that for a little bit later into the fight, it makes it a lot scarier because they have less CDs and they're not able to dodge it as easily. We just go a little bit too early there, which I think is pretty bad from us because now we've used 5 ults and they've used 2. Like it's not great from us. I don't think that Catnap from me was great either. Like I stunned Sugar Free to just to like secure the kill to try and close out the fight, but I don't even know if it was necessary. Now we're at a decent disadvantage, but if we're able to drag this fight out long enough, we're gonna get Noon mid fight, which could be pretty strong. The other good thing about like the Cass is that he can't take the bomb perk, because Cat is still really strong. Cause he got a buff, right? So the healing on and damage on his attacks is +1, which is a lot stronger than it was before. It was like 27 now instead of 26, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is quite a lot in the actual game. But because of that, the Cat on its own is still really strong. So the advantage is that if they take bomb perk, which is better into non-Cat Bastion mirrors on the Bastion, because you're able to 2-tap people from like really far away, it's a lot easier to just get kill squishies with it. If they do that, we're just gonna swap Bastion ourselves because we still have the Cat, and we're just gonna fly at their Bastion. It's really hard to win from a position as the Cat Bastion team with the different major perk, because you have to play like second the entire time. You're not able to go first anymore. If you do, the other Cat Bastion is going to fly at you and like obliterate you. This was good from us. This is like a good example of able to use it mid fight, because they use their turn and they're committed in. He has no fuel, so it's really hard for him to get away. Like the only way he lives is if he like strafes it really well here, which is really hard to do. And honestly, if the Cat's good enough, aka me, he's always going to be caught. So we just see that they're committed, and we're just able to go for the Noon. The way you counter that as the Cat Bastion is you just can't commit to like a space in the open. Like that part of the map is too open. They have to kind of just like hover about or like do a slow walk and make sure he has fuel to fly away. So it makes it a lot harder when you have the Noon. Yeah, like if he slow walked that, or slow flew it I should say, and then had the fuel to get away, it would have been a lot harder for us to catch him. PG's 20-5 and I'm 8-6. That's what happens when you're a tether on Cat. This was a good use of like the Cat drag, because the team that gets this high ground is you're able to establish point pressure a lot easier, and it makes it a lot harder for like the enemy team to walk. So now they're stuck in this cage, and just putting my like shred on this high ground forces their Cat Bastion down, which just gives us a big advantage. Scout still gets like first pick. That's just unfortunate, but I think taking the high ground there from us was really good. Like look, he has to use bike, the Cat's to fly in, like the tank can't actually help the engage. PG is just able to farm so many people because they're trying to fight high ground when half their team just can't reach it. If I was to if I was a SSG to take and I was gonna take that fight again, I would just focus on the point more. Like you don't have to fight the guys up top because at some point they're gonna have to drop. So if you, I think they gave us a lot of value by swinging us one by one. I remember this in the moment. Tread like touches and then I fly through the point saying, "I got one." I can touch for a second and then I get like 2%. It's kind of risky because I mean I had to regroup anyways, but I could have flown in a different direction to make it safer. I don't actually know how I feel about the Ana swap from Ultraviolet. Like I think it's a pretty good adaptation because if you can't punish the Ana, she's gonna get a lot of value because she can really support the Cat Bastion trade, and like the Nano Bastion is really strong. But I just don't think it's as good as the KiWii into our comp at all. Because we're able to just, I mean, I caught him there, which is part of the reason why we win this fight. And it's just too easy to get onto him. And, like we lost our KiWii at the start of the fight, but we're still able to trade it out just because of how split they were too, which was good from us. A lot of the reason we won this map is because they make a pretty bad mistake and it puts us back into it. Like half of our fights we don't even win with at all. They just like make a bad mistake, which is, I mean, honestly, we do the exact same thing. So I can't fault SSG. It's just something I'm noticing. This is a really big mistake I made in the match. So this angle that I gave him is really good because to swing him, they have to also swing like the Maga angle on point. And, like he just has a really free shot on Hawk. And if anybody walks from under him, like the Ana or like the Xion to walk to point to try and help contest, they're also just gonna be shot by him. So I think this angle that I put him on was really good. The only mistake I made is when he went for noon, you're gonna see, I decide, oh, let's not heal him. What's my cat doing? Like imagine I'm healing PGE here. He lives like half a second longer. He's able to pop lethal, pop Hawk, and we just win this fight instantly. But instead, I make this mistake. He's able to Terra, and he's just able to secure the fight off that. I also died to the Bastion too, so like I made a really bad error on that fight. All I had to do was heal PGE, and like we win this entire map, honestly. Right there. Luckily for us, we still win this map, but I think that was something I made a really big mistake on this map. It's like the fundamentals on support is just heal, and I did not do that. That's always step one is heal. But I make up for it in these next fight. I had a pretty good catnap towards the end of the game. That helps us a lot. Yeah, we're thinking of flying high ground, but I saw how they were set up. Like if I'm to fly Tread from this coast, which is what we're trying to do here, as the cat, like the Mog is never gonna die if I do that, right? Fly all the way towards where lethal is. Like the Mog is never gonna die, but I am. These guys, this Ana, this cat, this Orisa, like everyone's just gonna shoot me as I fly Tread over, and I'm gonna blow up. And it gives like Tread there's a decent chance of Tread also falling off the map there. So I'm glad that I decided not to do that. The only way it can work is if you fly like maybe the Maga high ground while your team's pushing main, so like all the aggro isn't on just the Maga. But I think it was a good adaptation from me not to troll the game like that. I remember this. They actually just handed us this one. I think Scowl hits like a double tap and PGE hits a headshot and the Bastion just blows up instantly. I do remember in the moment like we picked the Bastion and Tread goes, "KiWii, pick me up, pick me up, pick me up," and I just start racing over there to try and save him. But I mean he has cage, so he ends up being fine anyways. And the cage is actually pretty strong. It forces Hawk like in a bad spot because UV can't move. The cat has to hide, so you're just able to shoot the tank off of the point pretty easily. This is where I think Hawk makes a mistake. They're forced to touch point, or the Mog is forced to touch point because the Xion. Oh, I don't even remember this. He gets off Xion and goes Tracer to touch. Interesting. Okay, I don't remember half the things happening in this game. All right, let's go back a little bit. I remember the Bastion ulting, and I said, "PG, grab, grab, grab." Actually, one of the comments we actually say in scrims and stuff is I say uppies. and then he says uppies when he wants to get picked up. So the more you know about pro comps, anyways. Yeah, I heard the Bastion, so I just started swinging him around because if he gets picked here, it's so bad. Like it's really hard to get picked as the Bastion, like the Bastion going into a cast because he has roll, and like if you're just not a noob, you're able to kite it pretty well. So it's hard to actually get a solo kill off of the Bastion, but I just wanted to pick him up anyways, just to 100% make sure he doesn't die. Most of the time when you're Bastioning, you're trying to like force Susu or TP or something, or roll even, just to weaken them up before you go in, so they have less CDs for the actual engage that you have with the Cat Bastion. But I remember the Hawk had to touch here, so I just watched Amaga pin across the point right next to Coast, and I'm just like sitting there being like, I can't fuck this up. You'd think like when you played the cat, I don't know if anybody actually, if you don't actually play the cat a lot, you don't really know this, but when you catnap people and you try and drag them off the map and they have a cat of their own, the other cat's goal is to fly over to where you're going to drag them off the map and just hold your tether. Because if you let go of the tether before the player actually falls into the death box, they're just going to pick them up and they're just going to go back on the map. And most of the time when that happens, you actually die as the cat because they just turn around and shoot you because you're alone off the edge of the map. And now you have a cat and whoever you dragged is looking at you. But so you have to drag them into the death box so they die while they're tethered. But when you do that, you have to descend pretty fast. So if you go too fast when you do that, you're actually going to kill yourself as the cat if you go too fast. Because you can see the Mog is above me right now. If I descend too fast with my fuel, I'm just going to fall into the pit. The Mog is going to disconnect and the cat's going to pick them up. So you have to make sure first the guy that you're picking up goes under you, and then once you get here, sometimes people keep descending and then they just kill themselves too. So there's a chance that you actually just kill yourself in the death box as well. And you don't really want a 1-for-1 trade. Like this is a good trade if I did do that, but I mean you always want to get the most value out of your abilities, right? So you never actually want to die in this position. So it's not like a mechanically intensive thing. It's just something you have to think about when you're playing the cat. And because of the pressure of the game and stuff, I was just thinking in my head in the moment, like, don't fuck it up, don't fuck it up, because it's a pretty easy thing not to fuck up, to be honest. But when it matters, you know, the easiest things become a little bit more stressful, you know. So I think overall this map for me was pretty decent. I definitely made like 3 or 4 mistakes that were pretty fight losing. Like in the first fight, I'm pretty sure I killed PG like a bot. And then I didn't heal PGE in the that noon that could have clutched us that the last point there easier. I think overall I just need to like work on where I fly my Bastion and the spaces he's going into, because some of the time I'm like flying him into spaces that no one on our team can help, or our teammates can help, but more of their teammates can help their Bastion cat, so we're gonna lose the duel anyways. So it's just about like trying to find the spaces where you have the advantage. And I don't think I did a very good job of that on the first point especially. But I think overall as a team we did pretty good. I mean, we obviously all made mistakes, but that was a decent map from us.